What is up, guys? Skyler here. Today we're doing Blackbeard versus Al Capone. Before I get into it, I want to say I hope you guys saw that thumbnail, and I hope you guys weren't confused on who that is. Thankfully, the channel is finally at a point where I can hire someone to customly hand draw my thumbnails for ERB, and I'm hoping to not only do that for the future videos, but to go back and do them for the old ones too. I think that'd be really cool, and I don't really see people, especially the reaction channel and things like that, really do a whole lot when it comes to thumbnails. So I'm hoping that could set me apart, along with just the content itself. You know, this isn't a typical reaction channel; it's more of a breakdown one, and I think those themselves can be kind of rare. But I appreciate all the people coming by. You know, without the views and support, it wouldn't have been this wouldn't be possible. But yeah, let's get into it. Al Capone versus Blackbeard. Two gangsters, one of the land, one of the sea. I like how, okay, off the bat, I like how Lloyd could literally have any outfit on, and he just looks like a character, just with the outfit itself. Like, with like Elon Musk, Al Capone, you just put on a hat, and then, or like changes hair slightly or something like that, and it's a new character. Nice feeder.
With 6 pistols and a dagger, walk under the black flag with a scallywag swagger. Ain't no parents on my shoulder and no rings in my ear. I'm an irate pirate, real swashbuckling buccaneer.
That flow was nice. I really like that irate pirate, real swashbuckling buccaneer. That flow and that scheme is really cool. But I did like how he started off. He said right off the bat, talking about he stays strapped, you know. But you know, the reason why pirates would stay strapped, and especially like in Blackbeard's case, or you know, ones that stay really strapped, the pistols are always lighter. You know, you want to be carrying around heavy ass guns. But sometimes pistols would malfunction, or you just need them to you have multiple. That way you don't have to reload, because reloading in that time, you know, took 8 decades. And a dagger, you know, when all else fails, pull out the shiv. And very interesting. And then he brings up walk under the black flag. So, you know, with a typical pirate flag, you're thinking like skull, crossbones, black flag. Well, Blackbeard's was kind of like that. It was more like a full body skeleton stabbing a heart with like an arrow or spear. I don't think it meant anything significant. It was mostly just a rep. None of the flags meant a whole lot back in the day. It was just like a clan you rep, like in like when you play video games, like your clan tag or logo or something like that. It's kind of like that. And then a little bit further is the I like the whole scallywag swagger. And then he said, no rings on my ear. And what else did he say? No pirate on my shoulder. He's basically saying he's the real deal here. He's not like you know, the Pirates of the Caribbean type pirate, I guess is a way to say it, or like one of the, you know, pretend to be. He's saying I'm the real deal here. I like that, but and that flow is real nice. Like the scheme is amazing.
Scallywag swagger, ain't no pirate on my shoulder and no rings in my ear. I'm an irate pirate, real swashbuckling buccaneer.
This flow is amazing.
Many degrees beneath the deep freezer. Greasy sleeves, squeezing a disease beater. That no skeezer would touch if she had 50-foot tweezers.
Okay, I like that. I like that. That was nice. So right here, he's talking about he basically saying, you know, Al Capone had a couple of STDs that actually ended up killing him. You know how he got him. You know, you could say, you know, from sleeping with girls, or you know, in prison. Al Capone's in prison. You know, maybe he got him from there. You don't know, but you know, he said no skis. So he's basically saying no hooker or hoe would even touch you with 50-foot tweezers. So, you know, you're so dirty, not even, you know, those type of girls want to touch you with 50-foot tweezers. So that's mad disrespectful. And then, the very interesting, so squeezing a diseased Peter. I think that's very funny because look who's saying it. Peter himself. Shout out to the boy. And he's saying obese because Al Capone was a bigger gentleman for sure. But I really like this line. I'm the high seas Caesar. So, you know, Caesar had quite a lot of territory, the Roman Empire and things like that, had quite a lot of territory, and it was very successful. So he's saying, you know, he's that, but, you know, on the ocean version, which I think is real cool, and, you know, is definitely debatable. And then my cold heart is many degrees below the deep freezer, or something like that. The deep freezer is definitely a reference to the ocean. They call the ocean the deep freezer, and the colder you go under the ocean, we all know, doesn't get sun, so it's hella cold. So he's saying, my heart is so cold. He's ruthless, and Peter looks ridiculous in the back right here.
Caesar, my cold heart is many degrees beneath the deep freezer. You're an old beast, greasy sleeve, squeezing a disease beater. That no skeezer would touch if she had 50-foot tweezers. Don't start a war with me, you're not hardcore. I'll pinch those face scars of yours, morbid starble. You spent time in Alcatraz, I'm sure you were fine. If you drop the soap as little as you drop dope right.
See, I don't like when ERB does this right here. So he's saying, if you drop the soap as little as you drop dope rhymes. I feel like that's something you put at the second verse, because it happens quite a lot where I don't know if they know who's going to start first a lot of the time, or if they just write it and just throw it in wherever, But, he's saying, if you drop the soap as little as you drop dope rhyme. So he's saying you don't drop dope rhyme, you haven't heard him rap yet. That I don't know why that bothers me a little bit, but it just does. Nothing too crazy though. It was a good bar for sure. Alcatraz dropped the soap. We all know what happens there. That could be how he got his STDs. We don't know. But I really like how he said, "I'll pimp slap those face, Scarface, Al Capone, support the Starbreath." So he's saying, he'll slap your face left and right, but you could also say, someone say, "I'll slap your ass up and down this ship," is basically what he's saying there. And don't start a war with me, you're not hardcore. This is a very interesting reference. If I'm guessing, because this is Mr. Blackbeard himself, a lot of the pieces and the boats used back in the day, especially way back in the day when they really just had pure wood, you would use the core of trees. The core of the trees are the strongest form of trees, and that way your boat wouldn't chip away or decay, or it would, but it'd be a lot slower. That way your boat wouldn't just fall apart in the ocean. So I'm going to say you're not hardcore. So that's what the reference I'm taking it as. But yeah, really good, really good. Blackbeard's flow was insane here. His bars were solid, but his flow was ridiculous.
Tweezers, don't start a war with me, you're not hardcore. I'll pimp slap those face scars of yours, morbid starble. You spent time in Alcatraz, I'm sure you were fine. If you drop the soap as little as you drop dope right.
I'm a busy man, Captain Crunch, I'll make this quick. I'm ruining pirates faster than Johnny Depp did.
What?
Syphilis, yeah. Well, you're a huge dick. Ridden ship filled with bilge rat pricks.
Okay, so I like how he called him Captain Crunch. He's basically belittling him. And it reminds me of calling Dracula Chocula. I like that. But what the best rebuttal ever. I had syphilis, yeah, but you're a huge dick. And then, okay, so that's funny in itself. But he continues on that with a further scheme with a scurvy-ridden ship. And they said something about bilge rat pricks, the people who, if you're under the boat, or like live at the bottom of the boat. So he's saying, I had syphilis, yeah, which means, he was a little nasty, but he's saying you're even more nasty because you're a big dick, and, you're disgusting because all these scurvy and all these disgusting people. I like it. And then ruining pirates faster than Johnny Depp did. Johnny Depp was a joke, but I feel like the popularity came with the pirates a lot. You didn't really see a whole lot of pirate movies and shit like that. Tell Pirates of the Caribbean. But I like it.
I'm a busy man, Captain Crunch, I'll make this quick. I'm ruining pirates faster than Johnny Depp did. I had syphilis, yeah. Well, you're a huge dick. The scurvy-ridden ship filled with bilge rat pricks. I run an instant criminal syndicate to show respect and get the tongue down your neck and shove straight up your poop deck. Bitch-ass teachers back since I was 14. You're a tough guy, my kids dress up like you Halloween. I used that.
That was hard. I really like the scheme. The whole dress up as Halloween, that's solid. But I really like this line. Okay, so he says, show some respect. So he was the Don. So you showed the Don respect back in the mob days. Get the tongue ripped out your neck. So a necktie. So you think tongue ripped out your so you'd cut like a piece of the throat, rather it be a bottom or like right below the jaw, and you'd pull someone's tongue underneath. But he's saying I'd pull it out and shove it, in your poop deck. We all know what that means. But he's been saying I've been slapping bitch ass teachers. Notice how he says teachers and not teachers. He's saying teachers, Edward Teach, which was Blackbeard, Edward Blackbeard Teach, slapping bitch ass teachers since I was 14 years old. And if you know Al Capone's history, that's why he was kicked out of school, was beating the hell out of teachers. Very, very, very well written.
Dick, the scurvy-ridden shit filled with bilge rat pricks. I run an industry, criminal syndicate to show respect and get the tongue ripped out your neck and shoved right up your poop deck. Slapping bitch-ass teachers back since I was 14. You ain't a tough guy, my kids dress up like you Halloween. I used to have fuse in your hat to light up you and your buddies and burn your sailboat down and collect the insurance money. Then maybe they find your bloated body dead and washed up on a beach. It's a Capone rapping, I'm capping his captain. Capiche?
I like that. That was a nice little scheme right there. Good flow. Not as good. I would definitely say Blackbeard's flow was better, but Capone's bars were better. Like flow, Blackbeard, bars, definitely Capone. But I'm capping a captain's captain. I don't need to. He's basically saying he'd shoot up the captain. I don't really need to explain that. But I like how he said, I'll commit arson. And that's what you do. You burn something down. So people do sometimes is you burn something down and try to get insurance money, because if your house burned down, so you have the insurance, you'll get money for it. But, if someone purposely does it, that's what he's saying. And Capone was known to manipulate the system when it comes to money and stuff like that. So I really like that. That was really cool. And maybe they'll find your body, bloated body, dead and washed up on the beach. So the interesting part is Blackbeard, what they did to Blackbeard is they cut off his head. The person who wanted his head, a bounty hunt, a bounty, you'd get someone's head to show him as proof. You wouldn't really take the body, so the body probably got washed up on the beach. But the mobs back in the day, what they do is, the best way to get rid of a body back in the day was to, well, like I know now how the best way to do it now was to throw it in the ocean. That way it decompose. A lot of times it was hard to recognize who was who, and the system wasn't as sophisticated. Why can I speak? Wasn't as advanced as it was back in the day, where you couldn't really recognize someone and pull up, thumb prints and things like that to really recognize who someone was. So that was just hard. Really good bars right here. And
tough guy, my kids dress up like you Halloween. I used that fuse in your hat to light up you
and oh yeah, so Blackbeard, he was all about intimidation. He would put these fuses in his hat and light them to pull off smoke and kind of look dangerous. And that's all that Blackbeard did. He wasn't, he was of course dangerous, but he was very smart. Why he would encourage intimidation. Intimidation was what he'd use first rather than just fighting. Because no one wants to die, in fairness, but he was smart enough to realize, if the intimidation tactic is what he needs. And Al Capone's the same way. Al Capone, intimidation tactic, don't fuck with him. So these are two very smart gentlemen in that category. Al Capone would send someone to kill someone.
Valentine's massacre brought to condemnation. I'm gonna sink you faster than your income tax evasion. When I toss you overboard like a mob abomination. So prepare to learn the Davy Jones locker combination.
Oof, that flow right there was nice. And each one of those, that was bars right there. So the Valentine's massacre, if you don't know about that, that was Al Capone's men. What they did to fight a rival gang is they got 4 people, 2 dressed up as cops, 2 dressed up as normal gang members, or kind of like they were gang members, but they're really just normal people, to go and to an enemy known hideout, and the police went in, and the police fakes went in and was gonna search the rival gang. Really wasn't that. And then after, when the rival gang put their hands up, was willing to get searched, the other 2 came in and gunned them down. It was a massacre. The people didn't have a chance to fight. And I don't know.
Valentine's massacre brought you
I don't think they brought his commendation, because Al Capone didn't get in trouble for it at all. He was untouched by it all completely. Like nothing came back to him at all. So I don't really know how that sticks too well, but I like the reference for sure.
But I'm gonna sink you faster than your income tax evasion.
Wait, if you guys don't know, Al Capone, big famous mobster, the reason how he got caught was through tax evasion. That's how they got him. They couldn't link him with all the smuggling, the killing, none of that. They couldn't pin any of that on him. He was really smart, but he evaded his taxes. Crazy. And then throw you overboard. That's something that pirates did back in the day. Man overboard, throw someone overboard, and that's how you kill them.
Push you overboard like a mob abomination. So prepare to learn the Davy Jones locker combination.
Davy Jones locker, bomb in the ocean, you know, death by ocean.
So prepare to learn the Davy Jones locker combination. 40 cannon on the queen and your gang can't stop it. I'll pilfer all your rum and sell it back at the profit. Cause I'm a criminal legend with a badass name. You're a fat thug with an STD in his brain. Come on.
So Al Capone did die to an STD in his brain, or not in his brain. It went to his brain, kind of, and affected his brain. That's actually how he died. Mental health fucked him up. But you're a fat thug. He's once again going as obesity with a badass, and he's saying he has a badass name, Edward Blackbeard Teach. And I like how he says, "I'll pillage your rum," because Al Capone was in the Prohibition era, and in the Prohibition era, you know, alcohol was illegal. So he's saying, "I'll pillage your stuff and sell it back to you," because that's what Al Capone did. Is he would sell alcohol. So he's saying he's the better G, you know, he's the better gangster here. And the thing is, the Queen Anne's Revenge is Blackbeard's ship, and it had 40 cannons on it. It was really strapped. Not only was he strapped, his ship was strapped. 40 cannons was very abnormal back in the day.
On the queen and your gang can't stop it. I'll pilfer all your rum and sell it back at the profit. Cause I'm a criminal legend with a badass name. You're a fat thug with an STD in his brain. Come on, they chopped your head off and they hung it from a rope.
That's true.
You left was your prohibition on soap. I mean, that rat this bed strapped so many crumbs. This bum who got marooned is still in lunch for a month.
So getting marooned is like getting like lost or lost at sea. So he's saying, you know, you could be lost at sea. You know, a lot of things they say about people with long beard and stuff like that. Shit gets in. He's saying, you know, you'd have enough crumbs and shit in there to eat for a month. Disrespectful to the bearded man. Disrespectful. I like that. You know, prohibition on soap. Just saying he's dirty and stuff like that. And they did hang him from the rope.
The only legend you left was your prohibition on soap. I mean, that rat this bed strapped so many crumbs. This bum who got marooned is still in lunch for a month. I'm the MC assassin slash like Edward Kenway. Rap so hard, call me Al Dente. Thank you, Sloop John B and go home. Bell, South Carolina, Blackbeard got Capone.
Okay, I like that. So interesting part. Hold on, let me make sure.
South Carolina, Blackbeard got Capone.
Okay, it's over. I just wanted to make sure. So Blackbeard got Capone. The whole Beatles reference, take your little slop John B, but that's also a slop as a ship. So he's saying, you know, take your little ship home. He's saying your ship isn't shit. And that's what Blackbeard was referencing with his revenge. He's saying, my ship's the shit. He's saying, nah, you don't got that. Al dente, though, the whole pastry or pasta thing. I like that. And I don't really get this. Let me know in the comments. I'm an MC assassin / like Edward Kenway. I don't know anything about that. Until South Carolina, Blackbeard caught Capone. The Carolinas was where Blackbeard would really cause a lot of ruckus at, was around that area. So he's saying, you know, tell them I cleaned it up. I got it. But yeah, I appreciate all the people that came by. Drop a sub if you're new here, and I'll see you guys next time. Oh, wait, I need... outro.
Bury me, get dropped like a pair of Yeezys with a 9 for the most cash. Happiness is money on my mind, fucking Prozac. Funny how the haters I reside where they hoes at. All my dick, they be climbing in my balls, man. All that effort in the girl that even call back. On that first, and they surprised, never don't last. Smoke that double, never passing, they can hold that. I'm in the future, they consumed by their whole